right, welcome back to Journey of an Entrepreneur, episode 8. We're going to be talking about business conversions. I'm here with my co-host, co-founder, Karlin Humphrey.
Woohoo! What is going on, Ty?
My name's Tyquon Jordan, and we're going to dive right into it. So today we're going to be talking about conversions. First, we're going to talk about what is conversions, what the process entails, and then we're going to talk about how to improve conversion rates. And then from there, we're going to talk about building a lifelong relationship with those converted customers. All right, Carlin. So, what is conversions and how does it affect business?
All right. Well, thank you, Ty. So, when you think about conversions, right, let's go back to our last episode with leads. So, leads are basically someone is interested in your business, they've been looking around and they're like, oh, "Okay, well, let me see a little bit more." And eventually they look at your page, they look at, social media or your actual product. And then once they say, "Hey, I'm sold. I want to buy." That's essentially a conversion right there. It's anything where your prospect or your user ends up basically going through and signing up for whatever that you want them to. So whether that's even a newsletter, or they sign up for, or like your story or whatever it is that you're intending for them to do. Basically, once they do it, they've converted. So,
Yeah. So, yeah, conversions are basically the exchange of value. So, in business, we have to get money, right? To sustain the business. So what can you do to exchange the money the person has in their pocket, in their account, for what you're trying to provide them? And conversion is basically relaying the value you have and showing that that value is more greater than the money that they have in their pocket. So they're like, okay, yeah, this is a deal. Because, if, for example, if me and Carlin had $1 and we kept exchanging it, we will get nowhere. That no one wants that deal, right? But if Carlin gives me $1 and I give him $10, Carlin is going to take that deal, right? Or I hope he would, right? So,
most likely, yeah.
yeah. So in our business, we try to give a 10x value. And so that will help with the conversion rate. So if someone paid $1 and the value we have is $10, you're like, I'll give you this dollar. Of course I will, right? So that's what, we think of conversions. And so, and Carlin, conversions are hard when you're first starting out because people want to have proof that you work. Everybody's skeptical to buy. And, a lot of times what we talked about in the last episode, like leads, you have to give something for free or give them some content, show them that you are legit, you can solve their pain points. And once you do that, they will convert. Now, kind of explain the process, how it's kind of hard to, when you're first starting out, get into that level, show
Yep.
and prove and, showing that value.
Yeah, definitely. The best way I like to think of it is you're kind of like the new kid in school, and you've shown up and nobody knows who you are, nobody knows your brand, what you stand for, right? And most people, it's hard to make new friends at school when you're moving, right? And so the best thing to do, right, is one, to demonstrate your value. Whatever it is that you're trying to sell, make sure that you do it well. There's always going to be people that are interested, right? They're always interested in the new kid at school. So you want to, kind of lean towards the people that are like, hey, like I like trying new things, and I want to help support new businesses, new ideas. So those are, one of the things that you can kind of target, like a sort of target audience for whenever you're first starting out. And then, ultimately it is just demonstrating, like I like to think of it as kind of making sure that you're dressing well, you're giving off a great first impression, right? Whenever somebody comes up to you when you're new in school and they ask you, "Hey, who are you?" right? You don't want to act weird or you don't want to be sketchy. And it goes the same with your business, right? If someone's looking at your website or your social media page, you don't want to have a bad looking website or a social media page that is borderline looks like a scam, right? It's not a good look, and it's going to be a lot harder for you to quote unquote make those new friends. So you want to make sure that you're always giving off a great first impression whenever you're going in and really presenting your business out to the world for the first time, and in order to get those people that want to convert. So, Ty, I'll ask you. You brought up a great point previously too about conversion rate, and was wondering if you can go more in depth on what conversion rate is, and what are some ways that you think can help improve conversion rates.
Yeah, so part number two, conversion, improve your conversion rate. So conversions, like if you have 10 people, 10 leads, right? And only one converts, right? What is that conversion rate, Carlin?
Wait, you guys, wait, repeat
So
that
you
one
got 10 leads
more time.
and only one of those 10 leads convert. What is that, Carlin?
10%.
Yes. So you have that percent is your conversion rate. And so this is also can apply to a lot of different things, right? So right now on our business YouTube, we put out content and we're trying to see what sticks, what gets people to click and watch. Now, so when we put a post out in the marketplace, YouTube, it could be your product too, right? So when you put your post, your product out into the marketplace, out on the web, when someone finds that it's interesting and they want to click on it and get to know more, it's kind of like becoming a lead. And then once they're like, okay, I like this person, I'll follow them or I'll buy their product, then they subscribe and then they're a subscriber or they're one of your customers now, right? And so the more you're able to improve your value, like show your value out in the marketplace, the more people will be attracted, and then the more people will convert. And so improving your conversions is really just displaying the value that you have. Um, like, but it depends now if you don't have any value. So, you know, one big businessman said he would never sell anything. He gives things away for free to get for leads to trust them and then eventually become customers. But he said that he'll never give anything away for free that he couldn't have sold. So if you're giving away free stuff that is garbage, it's counterintuitive. People will be like, "Oh, this is what he's giving away for free and it's garbage." Well, I'm not gonna buy his paid stuff. See, a lot of people are like, "Well, I don't want to give anything for free because then I won't have anything else to give away, right?" So when you when you're trying to improve and stuff, you got to show the value and you actually have to have value. And then you keep tweaking. Like on YouTube, we keep tweaking things and tweaking and seeing what converts and then gets the subscribers. So that's really how you improve in a certain aspect. Now, Carlin, what other things that people can do to improve conversions? Talk a little bit about maybe some holiday giveaways or some different things that people can do to improve conversion rates.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of hit it nail on the head with the giveaways and, making sure that you're presenting value that people would be interested in. I actually was looking at something today on social media where essentially it was a giveaway that this company was doing, and they basically said, "Hey, if you like our post and you comment with somebody else's handle." Then we'll enter you in for a free giveaway for tickets to the Texas versus Texas A&M football game coming up, right? And so actually one of my friends, he added me and I looked at it. I was like, "Oh, wow. They're giving away free tickets and tickets are about $2,000 to go to that game." So obviously I put my name in the ring and I said, okay, well, let me add, one of my friends and, just to see like, hey, you never know, right? And then I looked and it was, this alcohol company or whatever that was doing it. So like and I was like, oh, okay, I've never heard of this brand. And there you go. Now I'm looking at the brand, I'm looking at the social media page, and that's, just one thing that you can do, right? To, now if I'm at the store, I'm gonna think, oh wow, let me check out that brand or whatever. And especially if I get, the actual tickets, if I get the giveaway, I will definitely be how should I say, I will definitely be loyal to that particular alcohol company
Yeah.
if I were to win. But anyways, that's just one example that you can do to, bolster your target or your audience and to try to get more people to view your site and to ultimately convert for you.
Oh yeah, and on that example, Karlin, so two things happened. One, I assume they had a partnership with the UT, with the
Yep.
alcohol and the UT, right? So that can help your conversions if you partner with someone and kind of use their brand, their audience, their fans to get to know you. All right. And then, Karlin, you got an email from, I assume you got an email from the alcohol place, maybe, or maybe
Yep.
they emailed you.
Yep, you're right. I got an email from
Yeah,
them.
so now you're a lead now. They have your info lead. So now you're a lead. They have your information. Don't be surprised if you get 100 emails, right? And so they'll email you, and then you'll see, and then when you get the notification on your phone or computer, you see the subject, which is the hook point, and they'll have something very enticing that you look and you're curious, so you click on it, and then they'll maybe have a deal or something. And so that can help with the conversion, like you're a lead and they're trying to convert you. And so that's something we're going to be doing in our business in the future. We're going to be really exploring email because a lot of people use their email. And so, we had people sign up for the app, and we messaged them on the app, but sometimes people maybe didn't get their notification through the app and stuff. But a lot of people um, they check their emails. So if we email them, maybe a lot of different hooks, a lot of things, maybe give away a free mental health program for them, or maybe in a session of that, and they like it, and they're like, okay, well, maybe I'll try this out, right? And so then we improve our conversions from the leads we had previously. So yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and all right, well, so now that we talked about what conversions are, kind of how to improve them. We could have went deeper, but that's for another episode. All right. And so now we're going to go into building long-term relationships, right? Uh, and Carlin, talk a little bit about that, about the continuous dating of the customer, right?
Oh yeah. So obviously we'll go back to a metaphor I used last episode with you're dating a girl. We'll call that the trying to get the lead to become a conversion, right? And finally you seal the deal. Whether it's you're putting a ring on her finger or from a business standpoint, they've decided to pay for your product, right? So that's all great, but how do you continue that relationship? How do you make sure that they continue paying for your product, right? Because if you don't listen to the customer, just like you don't listen to your partner, eventually they're going to find someone else that does. So you want to make sure that you're always listening to what they're wanting, what they're looking for. You're looking at, other competitors, making sure that they're not doing something revolutionary or something that's better than what you're providing, whether it's a better price, better quality, right? You want to make sure that you're always looking at those things, looking at those different factors. So, yes, you definitely, for long-term relationships, it's all about making sure that the customer is heard and that you're not falling behind the eight ball because, most people, once they've started with a product, they don't want to switch because of the opportunity or because of the cost that it takes to switch, and you have to learn a new system, right? It's kind of like if you're switching from, an iPhone to a Samsung, right? And you've had an iPhone for 5, 10 years, it's going to be an adjustment to learn that new system to figure out, okay, well, now it's the Google Play Store and how does that function, right? When you have someone, they typically want to stay with that product. So you're always going to be the front runner, but you just want to make sure that you're not falling behind, because there's always someone waiting to swoop in and steal your girl or your business, either one.
Okay, well, yeah. So back to that, like Karlin, what's a maybe a fitness app or something that you used in the past and everybody maybe is using it. And well, I'll tell you one that I used to use in the past. So I used to use My Fitness Pal, right? And so it used to you can put your stuff in and it'll track your nutrition and different stuff, right? And so they had me as a customer. Now, after you convert someone, okay, what's next? Like there people want to be led across a journey, right? And so when that journey is just stagnant and you're just giving them, you just have your product service and you're just giving them what they have always had, they're gonna get tired, right? And then
Mhm.
someone's gonna come around with a flashy new way to pitch their business and be like, huh, maybe I should try that, right? And so, or they might grow out of your current business, right? So, for example, if you have um a fitness industry, right? And you're just doing a fitness either app or service, and you're just doing plans that are not really tailored and stuff. Once someone reaches a certain level, they're going to want some customized stuff because they've reached a certain level. So you also want to have different products as you develop. Obviously, starting out, just like me and Karlin, we're kind of in the startup phase where we're focused on one product, perfecting that, and then have another product to, move
Mhm.
people up the ladder, right?
Yep,
So
100%. And like you said, having one product, you want to make sure that you have a stable product that will always be there that you can always have to fall back on, right? But it is very hard to be successful long term if you only have one product and you just stick to that product. There's very few companies that are able to pull that off. So you want to have, if not more than one product, at least, a complementary, product to go with that one product to enhance it, right? And so we definitely have, we always talk about different ideas that we have after, we've kind of perfected this product, what we want to do to enhance that going forward. So we have a lot of stuff waiting in the wings, but yes, you want to make sure that you get the first thing down before you kind of go too far, you expand too outwards when you haven't really gotten the first thing down correctly. So,
yeah,
um, yeah, definitely, I agree with that. So,
yeah.
in Ty, I would ask, so what do you think is the next step for us, with, after we finished our product, where do you see us going towards next?
Well, we got different things to go towards, but the main thing is improving our conversion rates. This is why conversions are very, it's basically set making a sale, right? And so
Mhm.
sales are the lifeline of a business. So improving our conversion rates, whether that's better relaying the value, making partnerships, like I said earlier, with either affiliates or other businesses, and using the email marketing and follow-ups for businesses and for clients, because we have to make sure we're keep reaching out. Because the thing is, like, have you ever was like, okay, so you know how buying is emotional, right? And so people get on the mood, like someone gets up and watch a running video and decide I'm a runner that day, right? And so they go to the
Yep.
store or they look to shop online and they put their email information in and they're like, oh, well, maybe I don't want to start it today. So they close the laptop and they kind of forget about it. But you still got that they put their email information into that business website, and the business, if they don't keep following up on them when they get the spark again and be like, hey, are you looking to become a runner? And it has to go with your target, your selected group of people too, because if you're, the way they put their information in, you can kind of see where they're at. And so, you know, you see that, okay, that person's interested. Maybe something happened. Maybe something happened to their family. Maybe, whatever. But I'm gonna keep reaching out until they block the email, right? Right? We keep doing it. We do it in a strategic way, of course, not every single day, like, hey. So reach out to them. So when they get that spark again, they're like, okay, well, they showed that they really cared and they gave me valuable information for free through email. So maybe I'll try them out and see how that works, right? So,
All right. Yeah, I mean, I think about just, you know, improving conversion rates. It's not just about the marketing side. You can also improve your conversion rates from a technical standpoint, right? You have things like I don't know if you've heard the term of A/B testing, where
mhm.
you essentially you set up two different ways that your product is set up. And then you have, half of, potential users try one way and half try the other way, and then you try to get well, if you can, you'll try to get their feedback. But even if you're not able to get their feedback, right, based on how many people kind of went on to the next step from, the A side versus how many people went on to the next step, whether that's, actually buying the product or moving on and completing an additional, like for us, for instance, our onboarding questionnaire. If they, how many people complete the onboarding questionnaire, with these questions versus these questions. And based on the amounts, if there's a significant gap in who completed what, then that can kind of tell you, hey, well, this B side looks like we get a lot more traction, we get a lot more conversions than this A side. So we might want to roll out with the B side moving forward. So, aside from marketing, being technical with your product, and whether it's your website or your social media pages, understanding what will help generate those conversions from a technical side can really improve your conversion rates as well.
Yeah, and also just think about you as a buyer, the viewer watching this right now. What was the last thing you bought that you weren't subscribed to, that you weren't a customer that, you know, got you to become a lead, got you interested, got you to Okay, maybe I'll try it. Maybe I'll try the free trial. Okay, maybe the free trial is good. So maybe I'll just convert. And then maybe I'll stay on as a customer. So just go through different experiences you had in the past and say, okay, what got me to turn my head and look at that ad or post that got me to click on the link, that got me to put my email in, that got me to convert, because those are the same things. You have to view what your customer does, do the lens of your customer, how they would think, how they will act, how they will respond. And it's kind of hard because you're so close up to your business, you can't see the flaws or the things that will hinder people from buying and
Yep.
converting.
Yep, exactly. And last thing I'll say is, kind of going back to that example with the social media giveaway, right? When you were talking about, yeah, it was partnered with UT, and really, I'm not even sure if it was a partnership with University of Texas, but they were in the social media picture. It was all Longhorns gear with with the alcohol bottle and the people in there, right? And so, yeah, I mean, like now that you said, I'm like, well, I don't even know if they were really partners, but they were wearing, the merchandise, right? And the company is based in Austin, and they were obviously targeting Texas Longhorn fans and UT fans for, obviously it's a football game, so there's a lot of alcohol involved. And so, yeah, I mean, really, yeah, like you can look at other businesses, other affiliates, and you don't even have to be, quote unquote partners with them, but using their brands to kind of further your brand as well. Because now how I think is that alcohol, brand is tied to, Texas Longhorns almost. So, um, yeah, and yeah, but that's, kind of the thinking. And obviously it's not like you're thinking about this for 30, 40 seconds. It's, split second reaction, but but that's all it takes. It's like you see Texas Longhorns and this alcohol brand, they go together. And, I'm a huge Longhorn fan. That's my brand now. So,
Yeah,
yeah, so that's just kind of, how you can see it in almost real time, how it plays out, from a customer's perspective.
yeah. All right. So that is what conversions are, how to improve your conversion rates and how to build a long-time relationship. Now, Carlin, do you have anything else to say to people and give inspiration, hope, or anything?
Woo! I mean, hey, do not get discouraged if your conversion rate is not where you think it should be. Most of the time, business, their conversion rates, I think, and I'll have to look at the numbers again, but it's you typically between 7 to 10% is the conversion rate for most businesses. So, obviously that seems incredibly low, but when you think about it and you think about all the leads that you'll get throughout your time running a business, you can still, even from 7 to 10%, you can create a lot of revenue, a lot of profit with that. And you can always tweak it. Some companies, yeah, they only have 5% conversion rate, but they do better than a company that has 15% conversion rate, just based on profit margins and stuff like that. So it just depends on your business industry, on what you need to look for, and definitely do research as well. See where your industry, whatever your business is, like what is the industry kind of average for conversion rates, and go off that baseline and try to do better than what the average is, for your industry. So.
Yeah. And so my last words of inspiration and motivation. So in the words of Myron Golden, there's potentially thousands, tens of thousands, or millions of people that would want to buy the product you're selling if they knew that you existed. So make sure that people are able to reach you, that you're able to reach out to them. Make yourself known, get some leads, because the more leads you have, the higher chances your conversions will be, just like Karlin said. A lot of business is a numbers game. And so business weeds out the weak. It's not necessarily the smartest people that prevail, it's the most consistent people, the people that will not give up, that will keep going because it's a numbers game. The more leads you have, the more conversions, the more customers you have. But you also have to have something that people will willingly exchange the money they have in their pocket for the value you provide. All right. So I guess that's it. And until next time, we will see you in episode 9. All right. We'll see you later.
All right, take care.